Hey there, everybody. Welcome to Web 111, Introduction to Multimedia and the Web. I just wanted to get this out of the way right away so that there's no real questions as to why it is we're using what can be colloquially known as an ancient version of Flash here, which is Adobe Flash Creative Suite number 5. We have in the past moved away from localized versions of Flash. You'll actually notice that this is tremendously, well, I'll be generous here and call it legacy software, and it's something that you can probably go find at Amazon or elsewhere, or your favorite Russian-ware sites if you so are, if that's your thing, go for it, I guess. But really, you won't have to, and we'll talk about that later on too. But really, it's an ancient version of Flash. The real reason here driving this software selection is the advisory committee we have here at RVC for our Computers and Information Systems Department. Every time it is that I work with our community partners and the question of Flash comes up, they always tell me that the version 5 from the Creative Suite, this ancient version, is the one that they still use. There's a couple of really good reasons for that that really we should not overlook, and we should really, and I will do this too, we should really stop demonizing such an ancient piece of software. The fact of the matter is, as industry sees the need for new deployments of Flash either shrinking or ceasing altogether, right? Because there's no Flash on mobile devices, there is 85% of discovery or more is driven by mobile. So if your hard worked on resources don't work on mobile devices, what's even the point of having them there? And all of these things are absolutely true. But what we're seeing a majority of the Flash development in 2018, that development is actually working on legacy systems. These old platforms that companies paid a lot of money for, that have a lot of functionality, and that they are connected to systems that are so important, that are so, such a real tenet to what it is that these businesses are doing, that we can't stop making advances to these, what, again, may seem rightly so, like very old pieces of software. So at least for this one last time, 2018, we are going to use Flash Creative Suite number 5. Now, that being said, there is no tremendous difference between CS5 and Adobe Creative Cloud's new version of Flash, which is called Animate. Really, the big difference here is the cost. One of the things I try to do when giving you guys, a match between the software it is that we're going to use and the books it is that you guys are on the hook for paying for. The new text version of the Adobe Creative Cloud Animate book actually costs you 1 3/4 times more than what you are paying for the course. And I think that that is absolutely disgusting. There is no reason to go, pay hundreds of dollars for a textbook that you get to rent for 180 days. And that is actually the new agreement here. You would get it through either Adobe itself, or you would get it through the publisher rather itself, or you would get it through the bookstore. You would have to download their app on a device, and then you would have essentially an expiring PDF copy, a very heavily watermarked expiring PDF copy of the text. And that's usurious, that's criminal. There is no reason for that to happen. So what we are going to do is as follows. I am hoping to get you out of here in 3 weeks with a ton of content on the cheap. So these following things are going to be absolutely true moving forward. Number one, if you sign up for a student 30-day free trial of the Adobe Creative Cloud, you'll do that with a link I have provided in the Session 1 module. You will actually be able to, well, there's a huge piece of software you'll have to download actually called the Adobe Content Manager. At any rate, you'll be able to play with the Adobe Creative Cloud Suite. You can actually try any and all of the software packages included in there. One of the neat things is you can actually go and download previous copies of software as well. So what we'll do is we'll give you guys an instruction set for how to download the Creative Suite 5 version of um, Flash, so that way you can use it for class. And since this is only 3 weeks worth of a class, you'll be done before your 30-day free trial expires. You'll actually not have to pay for the software, so that's fantastic. Number two, instead of paying for the usurously criminally expensive book, I have the ISBN there for you for the textbook. You can actually find it for under $5 on Amazon. You can find it for under $5 on Chegg. You can use the third link I have provided you there for a very, very bootleg online copy of the entire book through Google Books. There's just a wide variety of avenues that you can go and get that text for next to nothing. Do not drag your feet on getting the text. It absolutely positively is going to be used here in the very first week. There's only 3 weeks of content here, so there really is no time to drag ass on this. Get out there, get the textbook, get everything started. Yes, I understand, we will be using legacy software here, but it is in the interest of cost. There is no tremendous change to the way the software looks. There's almost no tremendous change to the way the software publishes or anything else. It's just actually the output files have changed. So instead of getting an SWF, a Shockwave Flash file, you would actually get a bundled software package that has a CSS folder and a little bit of JavaScript that goes together to do what you would do. This is actually something we'll broach later on in another podcast for you. So in the meantime, post haste. If you have not already, go out and get a copy of the book. If you are comfortable with, or you have no intention of spending $5 on a textbook, you can absolutely use, as long as it's still available, the Google Books link I have provided there for you in the message and right below here on this page of the podcast, or this page included with the podcast. So do not worry, the material is not useless, even though I understand fully that I have said old versions of Flash are no longer the industry standard. This is correct. However, much new money is being poured into old versions of Flash development, and far and away, when it is that we cue our industry partners, the Adobe Creative Suite number 5 comes up again and again. So rather than fight and swim upstream, we're going to knock 2 birds here with 1 stone. We're going to give you the software package for these legacy systems that you are going to get to know, and in so doing, you will feel absolutely comfortable using the Adobe Creative Cloud software, which has only minor little differences. So have at it, guys.